Hey y'all, welcome to Friday's Kitchen. Welcome back if you have been here before. In today's video, we are going to make these delicious pecan walnut chocolate chip cookies. So if you're interested in seeing how I made these, stay tuned. All right, so here we have 2 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour with 1 teaspoon of baking soda and a half teaspoon of sea salt. Here we have 3/4 cup of packed brown sugar, 3/4 cups of granulated sugar, 2 eggs, 12 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chips, half cup of chopped pecans with 1/2 cup of chopped walnuts. I will be using 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract as well as 2 sticks of butter. To start, we have our 2 sticks of butter as well as the 3/4 cup of brown sugar and 3/4 cup of granulated sugar. We are going to go ahead and get that started in the mixer. We are going to mix that really well until we end up with a nice smooth consistency. Here I have stopped the mixer so I can scrape down the sides of the bowl. Now that I've done that, I'm going to mix it a little more before I start to add any more ingredients. Here we are adding the 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Gonna go ahead and mix that in. All right, here I have turned the mixer off and scraped down the bowl some more, and we are about to add the eggs one at a time. Make sure the first egg is incorporated well before adding the second. Here I have scraped down the bowl again, and we're just going to give it a little mix before I move on to adding the dry ingredients. Okay, so here we're starting to add the dry ingredients a little at a time. So I'm going to add some, mix it, and then add a little more. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add a little more of the flour mixture. All right, so here we are going to go ahead and add the last bit of the flour mixture to the dough and continue to mix. Here I am turning the mixer off to scrape down the bowl one last time. Okay, so we're giving this one last mix before we move on to adding the chocolate chips to the dough. All right, so we have gotten to the point where we are ready to add the chocolate chips to the dough as well as our nut mixture. So we've just put the semi-sweet chocolate chips in, and now we're going to add the pecan walnut mixture. Once we get everything in the bowl, we are going to turn the mixer back on at a very slow speed, just enough to get everything well incorporated. All right, so here we have our completed cookie dough. This recipe will make anywhere from 24 to 36 cookies. I know that's kind of a big range, but it really does depend on the size that you make the cookies. Obviously, if you make smaller cookies, you'll be able to get more out of the dough. But these will be baked at 375 degrees. You will see what size I made mine in the next clip, and I actually ended up baking them for a total of 13 minutes. One very important note to add is you do not want to bake your cookies as soon as you make the dough. If you try to bake the cookies in the current state, they will flatten like a pancake and you will not get the desired results. So I recommend freezing your cookie dough prior to actually baking. At the very least, refrigerate for a few hours just to try to get the dough as cold as possible. I personally freeze my cookie dough, so I will take this dough, put it in a container, put it in the freezer, and then I'll actually take it out and just make cookies whenever we want them. So I will not bake this entire batch tonight. All right, so here we are actually the next day. It was late when I was recording, so my cookie dough has actually chilled in the freezer overnight. But here I have scooped 5 balls onto my cookie sheet covered in parchment paper. Each scoop is roughly 2 tablespoons. And again, I'm going to bake at 375, and it's taken 13 minutes for these cookies to finish baking. So here you see what they look like fresh out of the oven. Again, you may have to adjust that time. If your cookies are smaller, you may need less time. If your cookies are bigger, you may need more time. So I would just recommend keeping a close eye on them. So yeah, this has been the recipe for the pecan walnut chocolate chip cookies. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to leave them down below in the comment box. I thank you so much for watching. While you're here, I hope you take a moment to subscribe, come back for some more recipes. Again, I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video.